Feeling overwhelmed as an entrepreneur? Today I want to give you actionable steps you can do today to stay motivated. Hey, it's Jacob. Welcome to this new video, and today I want to talk about motivation. So this is motivation, right? Motivation as an entrepreneur specifically, because as an entrepreneur, it is very often that we can feel like overwhelmed by all of the multiple roles that we have. The main thing as an entrepreneur and what is great is that you can do pretty much everything, right? You have full control over your business. You do everything you want. You can you can take all of the decisions you want, right? So this is good to have full control, and that ownership is one of the main things that matter, right? This is awesome. The problem is because of that full control, that makes everything sometimes just too much. It can become too much, right? It can feel demotivated because of it, right? So one of the things that we need to understand is the need for something that will get better, something that we can improve upon. Sometimes, for me, the one thing that actually matters here when you do have full control is to get started with systematization, because systematization is going to be control. You're going to keep control because you're in charge of the systems. You are coming up with the actual systems that are going to basically make your company run. But those systems you're in full control, but people might say if I have systems and if things are a little bit, it's going to feel a little bit robotic. It's going to feel repetitive, and I don't want to do the same things over and over again. I want to do things that are going to be better and better. I want to get, I want to improve upon my what I'm doing, right? I want to get better. The thing is, but the question is, what are you going to improve upon then? If you did not define what you're doing, then how do you know that you're getting better? Because what's going to end up happening is your performance are going to be based on your mood. Let's say this is your performance, right? Then sometimes you're gonna feel happy. Sometimes you're gonna feel a little bit, a little bit tired, just because, for whatever reason, even if your company doesn't work, or there is something that there is something in business that didn't go well, or whatever the thing might be. Then things are going to be good because you sold a lot of things, and then something is going to not work, and so on and so forth. And that's how things are going to be, right? But if you take the average, then it's going to be something like that, or maybe more like that. But it's not going to go up. There is no reason that will tell you that it's going to go up. Why would it go up? The thing is, you want to get better, but if you do not have a system to improve upon, then you cannot get better. This is the entire point of it. The point of a system is that you have something to work on if you want to work on the business instead of working in the business. And that is the number one aspect of systematization. If we start systematizing everything, then that's when we're going to be able to stay motivated, because we're going to be able to work on something that is going to make it better and better and better, right? Basically, what we're working on here is using leverage the right way. Leverage is what matters in a business. If we don't have that, then this is going to be very difficult to stay motivated, because we have no guarantee that things are going to get better. We think that they are, but who knows what can happen. And quite frankly, for me, it's this part is the demotivating part, because we don't get better all of the time. We don't keep improving. We need to put things, tangible things that will make things better. And in order to do that, the first thing to do is defining. This is the number one step, right? Defining your work. What are you actually doing? If what you're doing is not well defined, then it cannot be well systematized. So basically, there are things that you're already doing and that are going to be that you need to think about, like how do I define those things, right? What are the things that matters to me and that I'm doing all of the time? And that's also one of the things that people don't understand is they think that doing systems is something that is going to be it's going to make it boring because you're going to repeat things. But you are already doing things that are being repeated. It's just that they're not well defined. They're not well organized in a way that makes them repeatable. But you're already doing those same things. And this is something that I saw in multiple companies where they were like, when I ask how to do things, everyone has had their own way of doing that same thing. But like this was, so one way, sometimes something worked, sometimes it didn't. And when I talked about processes or like systems, they were like, well, we don't necessarily like to do that. Everyone has their own way of doing things. It's like, well, I mean, no wonder they were like, they were like not getting things done. Like they were, I think it was like 6 or 7 months late on their deliveries. Like nothing was really working for them, and no surprise. And again, like this is because systems are not a bad thing. Like systems are basically what you are doing already. What you are already doing. This is super important to understand. Like this is not something that someone, especially as an entrepreneur, right? Like we are in charge of everything. So this is what we are defining. So this is not a problem. If you don't like the system, change the system. You are defining what you're doing. If there are steps that don't matter, you need to remove them, right? So let me keep going with like the actual workflow of like building this, right? We need to one, define, and two, systematize. And three, AI. We need to use AI to make this system basically done with an AI. Why? Because it's going to be done better. Like, and I'm not saying like do everything with an AI, but like most of the things that are systematized, there are things that don't necessarily matter that much, and there are things that can be done better by an AI than anything else, right? And then AI, let me explain a little bit. Let me explain something about that because I talked about it in a previous video. And AI can be a programmatic thing, so it can be just like something that is done programmatically, right? Programmatically. Yeah, sorry, I'm not good at writing things down when I'm talk, but basically, I'm just gonna use like a programming language, right? An AI. Let's say we're working with Python. This is the like, in my opinion, the easiest programming language that there is today. So you use Python to actually just do the steps like one by one, meaning that you're not. These are things that you can do directly. You're not using a large language model, is what I mean. So, and doing that, like even just not even using a large language model at all, I mean, you can basically do 70% of what you're already doing. 70% most likely, right? Just by using that. How do I know? Because I've done it so many times. Like I've worked in multiple jobs and I've done this. I did just using Python. I was able, because at the time there were no large language models. Like large language models are relatively new, right? So at the time I only had like basic languages to work with, programming languages, I mean. So that actually is doable like that. So this is something to really think about, because like this is where you're going to get the leverage, and this is where you're going to be able to get better and better and better, right? And if you are not going to be, if you are not able to do that at this point, you're gonna get left behind. Just because like we're at an age right now where we things that are easy to do are being done by AI today, right? Like we don't necessarily need that much. The AIs today are just so powerful that we need to have some type of leverage in order to compete. Otherwise, we're gonna get completely, we have no chance to compete. But the thing is, it's not new. It's not that much new. Big companies, they have that. They have like the capabilities that AI is. That AI is kind of like this is the equivalent for like smaller company, right? Like back in the days, we had like small companies here, so that's a small company, and then we had large companies, right? So the large companies, oops, that's a C here, large company, and they were able to do like a lot more than a smaller company, right? Obviously, because they just had like more money, more people, and just more resources. But the problem is now that we have AI, the small companies, they can kind of do those things that large companies are doing, because you can do like you can enhance your productivity and your workflow so much with AI today that it's kind of like similar to what large companies are doing. So we are not able to do less than we can't do less than a large company. We have to be able to compete on that, because more and more people are like using those types of AI to like do 10 times more. We need to be able to do those things. But here is the thing: what if that ends up happening, and if everybody is using AI to do multiple things? How are you going to differentiate yourself? You can't differentiate yourself by working more anymore. This is not something that works, because everybody has that leverage now. So what you need to do is have your own system. Be proprietary of your own system. That's where I wanna. That's what I want to get to, right? Your own system, and then everything else is using those different tools to work with that system and to make it like, because your own system is something that is yours and something that you've worked on and that is differentiated, because that's the core of your business. Then you can then use AI to leverage that and to scale that. But you need to have those things defined, well defined, and systematized, and you have those processes to be defined, right? Then using AI to actually implement those things. I mean, if you don't know how to do it, you can pay somebody to do it. This is not something that is very complicated, but that's the basic idea here. So thank you for watching, and if you want to be part of my content, you can click on the link in the description, and if I want to share something with you, I'll send you an email. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.